That I haven't done before, like on a smooth note. But I'm gonna do a new poem that I really haven't done before. Alright, I'm gonna have fun doing this. This is a true story. Alright, listen. I have this poem called Write About It. And some women have heard that poem, and it's funny because I did an interview. Women have been like, oh, will you write about me after that? You know, it's funny. But I did an interview with this young lady I was dating. Has heard, she asked me, she's like, what about the poem Write About It? I'm sure you get, I'm like, yeah, no, I fucking can't stand that shit. And she's like, yeah, because it's like they're trying to force themselves onto you as their muse. I'm like, yeah. It's like the women who I've written about, they've never asked me to write about them. It's like when somebody says, oh, can you write about me? That makes me not want to write about them. And it's funny because she's heard that interview. And when I was dating, and it's funny because we had like 5 of these conversations. Well, really, I was just listening to her, so we were just talking. She's like, please don't ever write about me. Don't ever write about me. And the first two times, I thought she was using reverse psychology. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she wants me to write about her, so she just, whatever, you know. But after like the 3rd and 4th and 5th time of, you know, us continuing to date, I realized, yo, she really doesn't want me to write about it because there's a lot of bad shit in there, you know what I'm saying, that I would be writing about. And so she got to where it was like, just don't promise, and I was like, I was told I can promise you I'm not going to put your name in it, you know, because I haven't put anybody's name in it before, right? So anyway, she was like, no, just don't write about me. So anyway, this poem is called, This Poem Is Not About Jacqueline. And it's funny how it was even birthed, because she put this shit in my head. It's like she would just shut the fuck up. You know, and even how it's funny how people turn. They're so nice. And then they get, no. It's like, you know what? Cool. I warned her. I mean, I did. After the first 3 days, she was talking about marriage and kids, and I'm like, shit, we just met over the internet. And you're way too gun-ho. Kind of makes me think you want to just get married and have kids, and at your age now, you're starting to care less about who was with. And I told her this, along with us being completely different. You see, she's a lot more materialistic. The type of chick that'll spend $6,000 on a purse and turn around and have the nerve to send George Clooney an email about how proud she is of his efforts with Haitian kids instead of her just donating her fucking $6,000 purse to Haitian kids. And I may have to say this a few times for this to sink in, but this poem is not about Jacqueline. Really, it's not. I mean, honestly, it isn't. Even if the thing I hate most is how women use my career as their way and tell me shit like, oh my God, I'm going to introduce your stuff to all my record executive friends. Like, I ain't heard bullshit before. So she starts name dropping, and I start looking at the hands on the clock man board, thinking about all the celebrities I know, and I ain't talking about all the names I got in my phone, but for some reason she thinks I'm impressed. And this lasted 3 days, but somehow 3 days turned into 6 months, and I was persistent with not giving her a commitment because I know it takes somewhere around 6 months for most people to get rid of their representative. And slowly, she did. And this poem is not about Jacqueline. Even though I'm more into the stars, and she's more into the ones on Hollywood Boulevard, more into gossiping about her friends and ex-boyfriends and her co-workers' state of being, treats her dog better than she does human beings. And now she's got the nerve to complain about shit she already knew about me. I mean, let's get real. What's harder to reveal to your folks? That I smoke and think about spaceships? Or me trying to explain to my father that my chick used to strip? Yeah, I think he'll be real proud of me. I know a few of you were like, well, damn, dude, was it the sex? And I gotta confess, not one bit. You see, she had way too many limits. It was like she was scared, kept coming like she was whispering. It's like I just wanted to fucking tie her ass to a bed and shove in a fucking porno and show her how other people actually enjoy different positions. You see, this poem isn't so much about Jacqueline as it is about myself. And maybe it was something that I realized when she called me just to tell me that she was now in love with someone else. I think she's confused because this was 2 days just after she told me she couldn't wait to have me all wrapped around herself. And maybe it took my homeboy to get the stunned look off my face when he reminded me, Mark, why you tripping? We ain't want it in the first place. And you see, he was right. You see, this poem isn't about Jacqueline. It's about the bullshit that I let stay in my life. It's about my own feelings and misguided needs, my own OCD, my own fears of living longer than I've foreseen, with no one to talk to but me. This poem isn't about women that run back to old boyfriends she's turned down years ago, like her self-esteem and timetable must be low. This poem is about my own insecurities about ending up alone. Because obviously, if I keep entertaining myself with women that I don't even want, then maybe it's not them that has the problem, as it's so much that it is with me that has the problem. Maybe I should find other ways to spend my time, instead of trying to fool myself with the idea of having roommates with women that I can't even relate. Really though, maybe it's not you that I miss instead of the way that you feed my ego. Maybe when it comes to expectations, it's not about the women that are falling short. It's why am I keeping them in my life if I already know they're already low on my totem pole? Why do I wait to let them go? Maybe I'm just scorned for the love I lost years ago, or maybe I'm just shallow. Call it what you want. But maybe I'm just deep now that I already know what I want. So this poem isn't about Jacqueline. This poem isn't about any playboy or model I dated, any poet that I may have laid up with, any ex-girlfriend that makes me feel sick, no chick that rolls her eyes or breaks her neck due to her own immaturity. It's about me. Always has been. Always will be. What y'all think? You think she'll like will be pissed?
Yeah.
It's not about her.
Don't matter.
It's about me. But bullshit that I let stay in my life.
I know they give me respect, even before walking the venue, they see it's tatted on my neck.